There was a time in the late 90s and early 2000s when Hollywood was in love with dark, twist-heavy psychological thrillers. I blame Shyamalan. These movies were all about the twist, and part of their appeal was that they allowed the audience to play detective, to see if you could figure out the twist before it happened. 2003's Identity fits comfortably into this era, but is actually one of its strangest and most entertaining examples. On the surface, Identity looks like a fairly traditional murder mystery. 10 strangers find themselves stranded in an isolated desert motel during a violent storm. The roads are flooded, communication with the outside world ain't happening, and before long, someone starts killing them off one by one. But Identity isn't as straightforward as it initially appears. By the way, the writer of Identity is the same guy behind the Jack Frost movies, Michael Cooney, and not the Michael Keaton Jack Frost.
Don't eat yellow snow.
That Jack Frost. How's that for range? Among the strandees is Ed, a former cop turned limousine driver played by John Cusack, a young couple played by Clea Duvall and William Lee Scott, the motel manager played by John Hawkes, and Paris, a working girl played by Amanda Peet. Things get complicated when police officer Rhodes, played by the late great Ray Liotta, shows up, transporting a convicted murderer played by Jake Busey. Almost immediately, director James Mangold establishes an atmosphere in which everyone and everything feels suspicious. The motel is almost completely isolated by the storm, allowing Mangold to transform a relatively ordinary location into something claustrophobic and threatening. Constant rain, darkness, flickering neon, and cramped rooms create the feeling that these characters are trapped in some kind of alternate universe. And then the bodies start dropping. Each victim is accompanied by a numbered motel room key, creating the impression that these murders are not random. There's a pattern, a countdown. Naturally, the survivors begin to turn on each other. As the body count rises, so does their suspicions of one another. It's a classic murder mystery setup, and for roughly the first half of the movie, Identity plays it up extremely well. The movie benefits enormously from its cast. John Cusack is particularly effective because he doesn't play Ed as a conventional hero. He's capable and observant, echoes from his past as a cop. But that past also carries demons that clearly haunt him. Cusack's performance gives the movie an emotional center. Ray Liotta provides an excellent contrast. Rhodes is aggressive, suspicious, and increasingly volatile. Liotta had a natural ability to make even ordinary dialogue feel slightly threatening, and Identity uses this quality masterfully. His mere presence on screen provides the movie with an air of unease. Amanda Peet's performance as Paris may be the biggest surprise of the movie, aside from the big surprise at the end, of course. Her character could have easily been written as little more than a stereotype, but gradually becomes one of the movie's most sympathetic characters. The supporting cast is stacked, filled with gifted character actors like John C. McGinley, Alfred Molina, and Pruitt Taylor Vince. Having so many distinctive personalities helps the movie tremendously, because Identity needs the audience to quickly understand who these characters are without spending half the movie establishing each one. The pacing is another high point. Mangold keeps things moving and wastes absolutely no time. New questions are introduced before you've had time to mull over the previous ones. Characters disappear, bodies mysteriously move, and nothing seems to add up. It's practically dizzying. It's like the movie is daring you to keep up. And gradually, coincidences accumulate. The characters discover that they share certain connections that shouldn't logically exist. Their names, their birth dates, their histories. At first, these details seem like nothing more than the traditional clues of a murder mystery. Eventually, though, they begin suggesting that something much stranger is afoot. And here's where the movie becomes either fascinating or frustrating, considering how willing you are to accept the twist. It's as if Mangold and Cooney knew that the audience would be playing detective the whole time, gathering evidence, considering motives, and comparing suspects. And then they pull a Nelson Muntz on you. One of the things I appreciate about Identity is how many genres it's able to combine. It starts out as a murder mystery. For a while, it feels like a slasher movie. Eventually, it transforms into a psychological thriller. And during its final minutes, it's horror. The genre-hopping quality gives Identity a personality that most other thrillers of that era lack. The movie is in a constant state of transformation, reinventing itself from act to act, or sometimes within the same act. Just when you think you've figured out what kind of movie you're watching, it changes the rules. And if you've seen Identity and are concerned about it holding up, I definitely think it does. In fact, knowing the twist really allowed me to appreciate the atmosphere, the clever storytelling, the characters, and the performances of a darn fine cast. And Ray Liotta. What a talent we lost when he left us. From Goodfellas to Narc, Copland, Identity, even the small roles in movies like Field of Dreams and Blow, he was always an intense and commanding presence on screen, and a truly gifted actor that never failed to entertain. When it comes to this new limited edition UHD release from Arrow Video, first, let's take a look at the release itself. This release comes inside a slip featuring original poster art, the sleeve is reversible, featuring 2 different artwork options. And we get a collector's booklet featuring new writing on the film by Andrew Cardno and original production notes. This release features a 4K presentation for both the theatrical and extended cuts of the movie sourced from the original 35mm camera negative and approved by director James Mangold. Identity looks absolutely phenomenal on this 4K with detail aplenty. You can practically see every pore and freckle on the faces of the cast during close-ups. Skin tones look natural, colors pop, the overall image is just super clean. The movie looks so good. For audio, we get an original lossless DTS HD 5.1 track. The movie sounds crystal clear and immersive, perfectly complementing the ever-present rain and thunder, as well as Alan Silvestri's moody score. Overall, I'd give both the image quality and the sound quality on this release perfect scores, 5 out of 5. When it comes to extras, first up we have I Met a Man That Wasn't There, an interview with actor Taylor Pruitt Vince. It's 12 minutes and 56 seconds in length. Mr. Vince discusses finding his place in the world in high school drama class, his early work, working with Alan Parker, thinking the script for Identity was too smart. He discusses how cathartic it is to play bad guys, how proud he is of the movie, and he shares a really cool story about meeting a woman with an autistic son in an airport who thanked him for his performance in the film Heavy. Next, we have Producing Identity, an interview with producer Kathy Conrad. It's 26 minutes and 22 seconds in length. Ms. Conrad discusses her early producing career, including movies like Kids and Scream, fighting for James Mangold because the studio didn't want him to direct Identity, how their working relationship eventually led to them getting married. She discusses shooting the motel stuff on a soundstage, how great John Cusack was, how intense and awesome Ray Liotta was, working from the ending to the beginning, the difficulty of marketing the movie without spoiling it, and more. Next, we have an archival behind-the-scenes featurette. It's 14 minutes and 18 seconds in length. It includes interviews with John Cusack, Ray Liotta, Amanda Peet, Kathy Conrad, and James Mangold. We get 6 minutes and 15 seconds of deleted scenes with optional commentary, storyboard comparisons, the theatrical trailer, and an image gallery, and we get 2 audio commentaries, the first with director James Mangold and the second with writer Michael Cooney. This is a beautiful limited edition UHD release for Identity from Arrow Video. If you're a fan of the movie, then this release needs to be in your collection. Let me know your thoughts on Identity down in the comments. And while you're down there, let me know what some of your favorite Ray Liotta performances are. If you liked the video, please do me a big favor and drop a thumbs up on it and hype it if you're watching on mobile. And if you're not following me on social media, all of my links are in the description. As always, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Take care, and until next time, peace.
A huge thank you to all my patrons and channel members for your generosity and support. Become a patron today and get early access to videos, have a say in what content appears on my channel, join me for monthly live streams, exclusive watch parties, and more. Become a channel member today and get access to exclusive badges and emotes to use when I stream, as well as members-only watch parties. Both those links are in the description.
Say hello to the internet, Jeremy.
Hello to the internet.